Hello, hello, hello. My word, that has been an absolute nightmare trying to get things ready there. I was having a lot of my laptop just wasn't working, but we are finally here. A little bit late, but I'm joined today by the main man, Owen. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Doing well, doing well. Thank you very much for joining me after all of that kerfuffle.
It's all right.
Um, I know you've hit the wild card actually this week. So
I have indeed.
let's get straight on into that and have a bit of discussion on the wildcard basically. And for anyone who has managed to join and stick through, what an absolute mare that was. Hello to you. We've got a comment in already. Um, but yeah, let's walk through this wildcard and we'll get to the comments.
Okay, yeah. I think that the most notable thing in the team is
Hmm.
taking out Mo Salah for De Bruyne.
Yeah,
I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited about this. I'm very hopeful for De
really.
Bruyne to get some. Yeah,
Like, I was talking to someone yesterday on a stream, and I don't. I personally, De Bruyne, I think he's probably better. He could be better than Salah for sure, and obviously has the potential of the double game week. I don't personally think he's going to play both games. Um, I think he could, but to be fair, in the bigger games, is actually when he gets points. So he got points against like the likes of Chelsea before. Um,
yeah.
I remember last year it was he absolutely smashed at Arsenal to pieces. So yeah, um,
See, I agree with you that out of Gundogan and De Bruyne, Gundogan is most likely to get to play two games.
mhm.
But we've also seen in the past that when De Bruyne is fit, he just plays the game. I know that there's obviously
Yeah, yeah.
Champions League in the future, not too distant future, and there's also like they've almost got the league locked up already, so it's like
Hmm.
why bother? But also like he just plays when he can.
Yeah, yeah. I completely agree with that. Like, I think it's got to a point though where they've won the league pretty much. If they win the next two games, I think that's. I mean, it pretty much is
It's hard
already.
to throw it
It
away at that
it's
point. Yeah.
it's pretty much is already wrapped up. But like, yeah, it basically is wrapped up. We'll continue on the wildcard for in a minute, but we've just got a couple comments in. Keegan, how you doing? Says he needs help. Dylan, how you doing? So comes in, hi mate. Should I lock this team in 4-4-2? Martinez, Diaz, captain, Stones, Creswell, Dunk, Lingard, Gundogan, Son, Rafinha, Watkins, Kane, bench Pope, Bruno, DCL. That's one hell of a bench. What have you read that team, Owen?
Yeah, I'm a bit confused about that team, to be
Mm,
honest.
that is, I'm
I've
assuming.
seen I've seen quite a few people benching Bruno,
Yeah,
and I feel as though like all sorts of people are trying to get too clever here. Like it's still Bruno.
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like, imagine you bench Bruno, and United go and get like a jammy penalty. How like,
Like for me with that team, I'd put the armband on De Bruyne
yeah,
and get rid of Rafinha for Bruno.
get rid of Rafinha for Bruno. Yeah, I
Or
think
Dunk
that is
actually. No,
completely
Dunk.
fair.
Dunk needs to
Is
go.
is he a four at the back? Yeah, I think one of the defenders probably has to go out of that lot.
Yeah,
Diaz captain as
Dunk might have
well.
to go.
What do you think about that?
Sorry.
Dunk Diaz captain.
Yeah, I think I think City could they got great form. They could very well
Mm,
get two clean sheets,
yeah, for sure.
but they are still playing against Man United. Like Man United have looked pretty poor the past two games, especially.
Yeah,
I don't know, like with the amount of people who will have Gundogan captained and the likelihood that he'll get a return, I'd want him.
yeah, that's the thing. I think for me it's Gundogan over Diaz. I think the rest of your teams are all right, but as Owen said, I probably would be playing Bruno for the security. And also Rafinha plays against West Ham, so it's not like it's City are better than West Ham, but in terms of Leeds versus West Ham and United versus City, it's not kind of too different. So I'd probably still be rather playing Bruno. As Guy said, Foden, Cancelo, or Diaz captain. Wow, so three-man City assets. Got to captain one of them. Foden hasn't really played much football lately, I don't think. Um,
No,
I think he got benched in the previous two, so that would kind of he doesn't like I couldn't see him benching Foden for like 3 games in a row, say. Um, so maybe Foden. I feel like Diaz is the safest one out of the lot because I think Cancelo could definitely be rotated. Um,
Yeah. Well, we've seen Diaz miss one game in the last two,
yeah,
so he should be nailed on for both.
yeah, exactly. So Diaz probably the one I go for out of the lot. Foden probably has the highest kind of upside, but also the most risky, I'd say. Whose team is on the screen, Mr. David? That is Mr. Owen Brown. What do you think of that, Owen? He's gunning for you, this man. He's gunning for you.
Trying to keep some space between us.
Talk us through the rest of our. So we've got the double up on West Ham now. I'm in a very similar boat, looking at Jailing. So what were the thoughts behind those two boys?
Uh, well, Lingard, I don't think there's anyone which I'd rather have right now for that price,
That kind of
especially
7 mil
considering he's
below,
only
yeah.
29.
Hmm.
And Creswell, I've owned Kufal for a lot of the season, and I've seen our friend Elliot, who's owned Creswell the whole time.
Man, innit?
Just the amount of points extra he racks up.
Yeah, yeah.
I just really fancy owning him.
Just the general assists, even if like he's got a poor fixture, I think he's picked up 9 assists, and when he gets assists, he gets bonus points as well.
Yeah,
So
like there's so many games like where he'll have lost 2-0 and they've still got 4 points. So
yeah, exactly.
I want that.
I want some of that. Yeah, I think my plan is to most definitely be bringing Croswell in for game week 29 at least, and then
Yeah.
just have for the rest of the season. I was looking at kind of the back end of the season for Croswell, but then you actually look at their fixtures and you realise they're not actually too bad from now until the end of the season. So
When you look at West Ham's fixtures on the FPL app, you're seeing a lot of grey and red. It's not that tough.
yeah, exactly. So a lot of the greys, like Newcastle, that could easily be a green. Some of the reds could be greys. So when you actually take it in like the context of how the teams are playing,
Yeah.
then it's actually a lot nicer fixtures. Play Martinez and target Dallas/Dunk. So basically looks like Dylan is playing Martinez, but who to kind of put as the last defender with him. So target Dallas or Dunk.
I wouldn't be playing Dunk, playing Leicester.
Yeah,
Dallas playing West Ham. I imagine West Ham will score.
I can see West Ham scoring with how well West Ham have been playing.
But equally, Dallas could score, right?
Yeah,
Because
I think
West Ham victories haven't come from their like great defense.
I think they've been reasonably solid at the back though. Like
They're
a
not
lot.
leading keeping clean sheets. They have to.
No, I think they've just been conceding like one goal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So they'll win like a game
Conceding fewer goals than they
2-1.
score. Yeah.
Target against Wolves could be really nice. Could get that double clean sheet. I think it's probably between Target and Dallas, so you can kind of
I
remove
agree with
Dunk.
that. Yeah.
So it's just whether you want to go for kind of Target, who's more likely to get some kind of who's more likely to get a clean sheet, or Dallas, probably more likely to get an attacking return. This guy says Vestergaard captain thoughts. I actually have Vestergaard in my team, but not a single part of me wants to captain him. I think that he could do really well against Sheffield United. Sheffield United have conceded the most goals from set pieces so far this season, so he could do really well. But then it's just kind of, you get to the City game and it's just damage limitation. So any points he gets in the Sheffield game could actually be hurt by kind of minuses in the City game. So I probably wouldn't be captaining him, although it would be massively differential. And if he bags a goal against Sheffield, could be incredible. You both sound like you have hangovers though.
Thank you.
I actually haven't had a sip of alcohol in a while, to be fair.
I had a couple of beers last night.
Yeah, a
and I
couple of
hadn't
beers.
had-
That should be
Yeah.
a hangover.
They're definitely hearing that. You're quite.
Quite deep. I think, to be
Quite
fair,
strong
it was
emotional.
just the stress of trying to actually get the stream going, because my laptop on half past just decided to crash on me. So I was just like panicking, like I'm not going to be able to get the stream up. But we're here chatting about
We're here
FPL. We're here. Shaw or Dean? I'm going to assume that's just a pick for this week. If that's a pick for this week, probably Dean, just because I like Shaw like against the big six sides, because they do tend to keep clean sheets. But just because it's against City, you probably just want to play anybody else at the minute.
They keep clean sheets, but in those clean sheets, it's usually like 0-0.
Yeah, exactly. Which makes it more
So
likely that Shaw will actually get bonus points as well, to be fair.
true, I suppose, but I still it would take a lot for me to
Who do
play him.
Everton play? Everton play Chelsea, so it's not like it's not an easy one at all. I would say that Everton are probably more likely to concede out of the two. Guys, should I start Dunk or Rafinha? Rafinha for me, go with the attacker. Even though I think Leeds will struggle against West Ham. I think it's got to be an attacker for me. DCL or Dean.
There's a lot of people trying to play Brighton defenders against Leicester this week. I've noticed.
Yeah, Leicester haven't looked too great, but I think they do have a couple of people coming back from injury. I think
They're still a strong side.
Ozzy Perez are coming back, and Leicester are a good team. So let's pay some respect. But yeah, guys, if you're new around here, don't forget, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. We've got 7 minutes until the deadline, so make sure you get those last minute questions in. See the all caps in the chat. If I don't get to anything, just keep posting it, and we will get there. DCL Dean, DCL for me. Salah out for Alba, Raf, Mount, Pepe. I'm assuming you want to pick one of them. I mean, I personally this week I wouldn't be taking Salah out when he plays against Fulham, especially if you're doing that for a -4. Aubameyang's the most similar in price. The rest, it just feels like quite a few downgrades there. I know he's not been performing well, but I just hold for this week. Bruno and Stones out for KDB and Target, -4, or roll the transfer. I'd roll, to be honest. I just think that Bruno versus KDB, that could go either way on the day. Even if KDB does do something, you're probably most likely just get an assist. And so you won't really be left much in the positive there. And then Stones, if he plays the double game week, and he got rested in the last game, so he's likely to play the double game week. And, City are likely to get clean sheets. I think that transferring out Stones when he's got a double game week could hurt you, especially for a -4. But if that was 2 free transfers, I wouldn't mind it. Best cheap defenders to get the play.
I can quite easily see that the KDB target getting more than 4 points more this week than Bruno Stones. So I think you need to decide whether you think that that pair will make more than 4 points extra. If you think so, then do it. If not, then don't.
I agree. I think for me it's more the Stones factor actually, that I think if they're likely to keep 2 clean sheets, so that by itself, I think personally that will.
I'm assuming that this person's got another City defender just taking out a City player to bring in a City player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, as you know, we're kind of both ways there. Best cheap defenders to get the play in the blank 29. I like Dallas. I don't know how kind of cheap you can consider him. Maybe one of the Brighton boys, like a White at 4.4.
White or a Burn is 4.2.
Burn's 4.2.
He's less likely to. He still could play, but he's obviously a bit more rotation-y.
There's a bit more rotation risk, yeah.
He's only 4 mil.
Struijk as well could be. I mean, Struijk is one of them where I think once they get the likes of Llorente, there'll be a lot more rotation in that Leeds defense once they get the players coming back for injury. So there is, but for that price as well, you got Jamal Lewis. Even though I wouldn't necessarily really go for a Newcastle defender, he's 4.2 mil playing against Brighton, who seemingly can't score in 29, so could be a consideration. Also got 2 nice fixtures before them. But something I've learned as well. Actually, I'll say this after the deadline because people are spamming the comments. Is Kane essential this week? Pretty essential in my opinion. Debating captaining him. I'm currently on Gundogan, but yeah, I think so. Start Ayling or Wan-Bissaka. I probably lean towards Wan-Bissaka, to be honest. I just don't think Ayling offers anything. I think West Ham will score. Which Arsenal player should I bring in? The likes of Saka, Saka could offer really good value. Aubameyang, if you want to go for more of a captaincy option. Bellerin or Tierney in the defence, and then Lennon in goal looks pretty decent as well. Best cheap defender in the long run. I think Brighton will turn for the good. I also think someone like Holding, like you've got in there, Owen, is a really good long-term pick. I think Rudiger as well could be really, really good. Who would you bench out of DCL, Rafinha and Bamford? Bamford. Ooh, I, um, I quite like playing the combination of Rafinha and Bamford, but then I really like DCL. What do you think on that one, Owen?
Yeah, I think I would probably. I've seen a lot of people benching DCL as well. I'd probably bench DCL also.
Probably that. Yeah, that's fair enough. We've got Az coming in the chat saying, Owen, that team looks rather naughty. He would go Salah over Bruno, though, surely. Thanks. This is a very late stream. Yeah, man. Just had a bit of a mare trying to get stuff together, but the deadline, I believe the deadline is in 2 minutes. So make sure you get you get your team sorted, guys, because yeah, we're about to go. Don't know if how well you're gonna be able to see my phone. I'm not sure. Let me turn my brightness up, but that's my team locked in. As who are you captaining, Buzz? Creswell or Dallas? Creswell, 100%. Sell Watkins for who? Don't sell Watkins, is what I'd say. Why would we be selling Watkins? Yeah, don't sell Captain Kane here. This is the most stress I've ever been over a deadline in ages. Guys, I'm assuming there's a wild card or something coming out. So it's all chill, man. It's all chill. Yeah, make sure everyone's got their teams. Make sure you got your benches correct. Make sure you got your captaincy correct. Make sure you got your vice correct. Are you comfortable vicing Gundogan or just lob the vice on Kane there, Owen? Surely. Good luck, everyone. To the same team is all I'd say. They play for the same team.
I think that's rubbish.
Fair enough.
Because De Bruyne will play one of those games anyway. It's double game week. Come on.
Should do. But yeah, you never know. You never know. But yeah, good luck, everybody. We are. Oh, there were some price rises last night. Mason Mount and Harry Kane have gone up in price.
Yes, there was. Finally, Kane went up.
Caney boy. I've actually managed to make some value on
right when you must have said when Aaron commented. I'll just say that I couldn't afford to have Salah and everyone else I wanted.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
That Bruyne had to do.
Vestergaard is a bad option. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think he'll do all right against Sheffield United. The City game is kind of damage limitation. Then he's got decent fixtures for a while. And also the potential of like another double game week. So I don't mind holding him for now.
As someone who owns McCarthy for 26 weeks,
yeah,
I wouldn't get your hopes up about a Sheffield clean sheet.
Southampton, but yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I mean he's just there for a bit of goal threat as well.
Okay.
Because like I've watched him play. Like I've seen snippets of him in the past few weeks, and like he's been so close to scoring in each game. Against Everton, he had one literally like saved off the line, which I was actually quite happy didn't go in, to be honest, because he was third on my bench. But yeah, we're locked and loaded, boy. Locked and loaded, everybody, and yeah, good luck, everybody. We will hang around for a second because go through a few score predictions if you're happy to go through some, Owen, or if you need to shoot.
Yeah,
feel free to go off. But we're now gonna. It's over. Vice Kane or Son. Well, if you have, I would have gone for Kane out of the two. Thank you, no worries. I got Ward-Prowse instead of Madison. What did you reckon? I reckon there were other. I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat this for you. I think there were other options like Lingard, Mount, even Rafinha, Saka longer term, Neto. I think look better. Ward-Prowse, I mean, on any given game week, he like has a potential of hauling because of the free kicks. But I do think there were better options. I've got no red kits in my team. I've got Bruno, and if you can consider Southampton, then I've got Southampton. I've got Vestergaard as well. Deadline reached. United are going to win this and make most FPL managers cry. Let's hope for a Vestergaard 15 pointer.
I'm going to be a happy boy if United win.
Oh yeah, if United go and do well, like, mind like a Gundogan goal and a United win. Fine by me. But yeah, we've reached the deadline. So what we're doing now is just running through a couple of score predictions. Get your predictions down in the comments, and yeah, so we'll kick it off with Burnley versus Arsenal. I'm hoping for a very drab game, even a 0-0, so that Leno can get like a 12-pointer. Would be absolutely lovely. And mind, a lot of these predictions are just all going to be based around what I want to happen in FPL, which they are
This
anyway.
isn't really prediction, is it? Then
No, I do think I think more likely Arsenal will win this one though. So like 2 or 3.
I think. Yeah, I reckon it'd probably be like 1 or 2-0 to Arsenal.
1 or 2-0 Arsenal. That would be absolutely ideal. This guy was 1-1 from Jonathan. Interesting.
I can see that also.
Sheffield United, Southampton. Vestergaard is gonna leap, get into the. He's gonna ping that ball into the upper echelons. I just really wanted to say echelons of the net and make it a 1-0 Southampton. We got Burnley 0, Arsenal 1. Arsenal 1-0. That would be wonderful news. Yeah, what do you think? Sheffield United, Southampton.
I mean, as I said before, given myself being a long time Southampton defensive owner, my genuine prediction is Sheffield 1-0.
Sheffield 1-0. You think Sheffield, if they win that game 1-0, then like there's a small they give themselves an outside chance of some kind of relegation scrap.
They're going down.
I think they are going down, but if they pull together a few wins all of a sudden, because realistically, a team at the bottom, if you string like 3 wins together, you're back in it basically. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that hopefully a Southampton 1-0. Then so we've got a few scores coming in here. We've got Sheffield United 1, Southampton 2, Sheffield 1. So quite a few people agreeing with you here. Sheffield United 1, Southampton 1. So no one really backing Southampton. Aston Villa Wolves. I don't actually think that Aston Villa are going to keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, I'm not hugely convinced. The Wolves have still, for the longest time this season, just not looked that exciting.
I can very much see, what Jonathan said, a 1-1 in this game. Like a pretty drab game where neither team really dishes out FPL points, apart from hopefully maybe like an Ollie Watkins. Would be nice.
I certainly won't be watching this game, tell you that for free.
So we have. I'm trying to because there's so many predictions coming in for all sorts of games. I'm trying to decipher the one that we're actually going through. So we've got a 2-1 there from Dylan for Villa. We've got a 2-0 Villa. So people still going.
2-2.
Infamous, how you doing? Brighton versus Leicester. Now I'm very much in the camp of hoping that Brighton can't score. Which, to be fair, they've been they've been getting the chances, missed 2 penalties against West Brom. You almost have to consider that game as an anomaly because they did get the chances.
But
at the same time, I just hope that they don't score because I've got 2 Leicester defenders. So I'm gonna go into the Leicester side here. You see that Sam's just woken up and not done his tea. That's a bit of a mare. I'm assuming though that will probably mean no Gundogan captain unless he's changed. Unless, to be fair, he'll have had time last night to change it. But Leicester, let me try and. So I'm gonna go with a simple 1-0 Leicester because Brighton have not been able to score. Let me try and decipher a few of these comments. Leicester 2-0. Leicester 1-0.
1-1. See one there.
What was your opinion on that game? I got 1-1 at the top for Macron.
1-0 is probably most likely.
Yeah. This guy comes in and said, Prasham comes in and said, I triple captain KDB. So scared.
I'm so scared.
No, I think to be fair, a lot of triple captains this year, mine included, have gone quite badly. People who triple captain Kane last week, I was kind of sitting there. I see a lot of them complaining. I was thinking, well, you got an attack in return. Like if I got an attack in return from my triple captain, I'd be buzzing because I've not yet got one.
3 years in a row with no attack in return.
So yeah, I think the triple captaincy, the chip this year, it's almost kind of like everyone else has gone badly. So if yours goes badly, it doesn't matter. But if it goes well, just a massive bonus basically. So I wouldn't like put too much emphasis on it. It's just like a few extra points in the end of the day. Has it? It's weird. It's funny. We're getting more of a stream of comments for these these predictions than there was for like the actual the deadline panicking. But this is good fun. I really do enjoy this. West Brom Newcastle. Now, normally I'd say I'd expect a drab game, but I actually think this will be a reasonably entertaining game. I think the West Brom are looking all right going forward.
Oh no, Isha forgot the deadline as well.
Forgot the deadline. I think that West Brom are going to come away with the win from this one though, and I'm going to go big on this one. I'm going to go 3-2 West Brom.
Wow,
a bit big. We'll see whether it happens.
TC Diagne.
This is the week to TC Diagne. Well, I said, Isham forgot, but he still put out a very nice team there, I'd say. Yeah, he did that last night, surely. So let me try and decipher a few from some of them comments. Sheffield 2, Southampton 4. Just seen that. Wow. No Barnes, no Maddie, so it could be different. Yeah, I agree with that. All creativity is gone. West Brom will 1, Newcastle old school day. Oh, if Keegan, if you are still in here, I'm sorry about that. He is a Newcastle fan, so I'm not sure I'd be too pleased about that. What do you think on that game, Owen?
On the West Brom Newcastle
yeah.
game? Like, I don't know. I feel like you've somewhat persuaded me to think that it could be a game of some interest, but I don't see Newcastle scoring 2 goals.
Yeah, that was kind of in the back of my mind when saying that. I kind of just wanted to like make it an entertaining game in my head, but realistically, I see them scoring max 1 goal. Yeah.
I'm a little confused by what Ishan's done. He went from Pope to McCarthy last week, but he's got McCarthy on the bench, so a bit of a shame.
Has he bench boosted?
No.
Oh no, that's what he was. He was going to bench boost this week. That's why he's saying because he was like, if you look at that, that's like it's a decent bench boost, if you know what I mean. It's not like the best, but it's also not the worst. And I think he was planning on bench boosting. Maybe it'll work out for him, maybe it won't. But that is very unfortunate for him. Through for a couple of these comments. Yeah, please, honestly, Mark and 0-0. Creativity's gone. Hoping for Brighton clean sheets and Trossard goal versus Leicester. Hoping for a lot there, I'd probably say. Mark my word, City 4-0 against Manchester United. Infamous coming 1-0. 4-0, I think, was maybe a little bit of a stretch, but it could very well happen. I brought in Lingard for Bruno because I'm a dirty casual. I mean, Lingard does look pretty good this week, so for this week, it could, long term, it may hurt you, but this week it could actually pay off. West Brom 1, Newcastle 2. Captain Alba, big stuff. That's a big bold move, but Alba could absolutely smash it against Burnley. Sorry, West Brom 2, Newcastle 1. I think that's a fair prediction. Left my captain on Stones this week and missed the deadline. Could pay off. Could not. It's a City asset with a double game week, so you maybe end up screaming at the end of the game week that you made a worldie of a decision. So just commit to it and own it until it goes wrong, basically. People have just gone mental. And let's look up Andy for hiding his transfer until the last moment. Bunch of minutes by with someone you just want to copy. I mean, yeah, like, it's all a bit of fun at the end of the day. I think it's like, it's each to their own whether they want to kind of give up their transfers. Like with our mates, we tend to if I'm talking to say you, Owen, we'll like discuss our transfers before. I'm open with my transfers. I'm happy to discuss, but I'm also like, if you want to keep your transfers secretive, that's completely fair enough because like,
I mean, he's like top 800 in the world. I think it's sort of fair enough because he wants to get the highest rank he can possibly get.
Yeah, exactly. So like, if
he starts to be announced everything which he does, then he's gonna he won't be able to get number 1.
Like 100%, because they're all for sure. Because everyone in the top K is going to be pretty invested in FPL, I would think. And so you think that proportionally in the top 1K of people, quite a high percentage of those will watch FPL content, and
Yeah.
he's the big guy for FPL content. So I think it's completely fair enough. It's just people trying to copy the guy because he's doing so well this season. Like, anyone would want to copy him, but there's kind of no reason to get annoyed of him at all because it's his team. He can do what he wants with his team.
Yeah. You're just bitter.
Yeah.
If you get him like that.
So true. Jay Ling's triple captain locked in. Woo!
Yeah, my guy.
Jeez, I actually really rate that. That could be one triple captain that we see like absolutely pop off. I'm hoping Jay Ling's pops off because I've got him in my team. I'll be gassed to see a Jay Ling's brace. I can't lie. I'll be buzzing. That would be absolutely unreal. But going back, we've got Liverpool, Fulham. I think this is going to be quite a dry game, to be honest. I think Fulham are just going to play the low block, as it were, as Arteta says. I can see Liverpool just like scraping it, though. Maybe 1-0 Liverpool.
It's sad, isn't it, now that they're getting, maybe Liverpool will scrape a win.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like earlier on in the season, it's been like, 3 or 4 in Liverpool, no doubt in my mind. But now it's just kind of like, I also really hope that Fulham don't get any points from this game. I mean, actually, from a Palace perspective, I think we're after the last few results, we're pretty clear of it, of the relegation battle. Literally like 1 or 2 more wins and we're out of it. But I still kind of want to see the...
You were saying about like...
I was really worried.
This needs to happen because, that'll help us.
Yeah.
I know you're setting it in your mind in the second half of the season, like, don't get relegated, but I think you're pretty good at the minute.
Yeah, I think it's more that like I'd still, because Fulham have a hard run of games, so I'd rather like they lose this game, they lose the next game, and then if they pick up a win, it's still like only 9 games to go sort of thing. So it's like very much in the back end of the season.
I mean you're over 10 points clear of the highest relegation spot at the minute. There's a lot of teams between you and that place.
Oh yeah, like I think I'm definitely like sleeping a lot easier than like a Brighton or Newcastle fan right now. But yeah, Liverpool 2, Fulham 1. Jota in for Salah. 100 back Salah. Yeah, Jota could I think he's back. From what I've been seeing, he's fit and could be ready to go for this game. I could still maybe see a benching for Jota, but we could see him start. I just think for me not bringing Jota in, it's just because like. He could smash it this week, but 100% he's getting rotated and like getting rotated a lot throughout the rest of the season. So I just feel like it'd be quite a frustrating player to own.
I think I'll bring him in 30.
Really? They do have a really good run of fixtures. Like I was looking at a Liverpool asset, and if to be fair, Jota shows that he can be consistent, then like I might hop on that as well. But like, yeah, for me, it's a wait and see, and maybe even a move back to Salah for the back end of the season because their fixtures do look really, really tidy. So like a potential Bruyne to Salah move could even happen.
Salah back 9, love that.
Fulham 1, Liverpool 0 from Dylan. Not back in Liverpool at all. Pretty sure Dylan's a Chelsea fan, so maybe a little bit biased, or maybe just going off the fact that Fulham have been playing well of late. When I watched that part,
a Lookman goal.
A Lookman goal. Yeah, there are quite a few Lookman owners out there, actually. So, yeah, quite a few people would like to see that happen. Or maybe it's a bench this week. But, guys, there are 24 of you in here now. So, I really appreciate everyone coming in for this deadline stream. Deadline has passed, but we're just having a bit of fun with the fixture predictions. Hit the like button. We're on 10 likes at the minute. If you can push that up to 15, I really appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button if you're new around here for, like, the basically daily FPL content. Doing streams. I'm probably going to do a late night stream tomorrow night, actually, after the Palace game, as like a reaction to the game week. So after the Palace game, I will most likely be going live, but it'll be more of like an impromptu stream. So I'll decide on the night. Liam, kind of, you're right.
Guys, if you're really not subscribed, like, what are you doing? Come on.
95 points last week and missed the deadline this week. That's
insane. Missing the deadline in our group chat.
That's like a very kind of sad flex, if you know what I mean. It's like I did really well last week, but at the same time, it's unfortunate you've missed the deadline this week. Yeah, Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. It's a weird one because it's the same time every week now. I yeah, I would have thought. I don't know. Maybe people just aren't waking up.
Maybe.
Maybe everyone's gone. Maybe as the guy would say, but for some reason yesterday everyone just decided to get drunk, and now everyone's hungover. I don't know.
We're all on different half.
Man City 2, Man United 1. Yeah, we'll come into that game in a sec. Liam, how you doing, mate? Hope all is good. What have you done this week, mate? We ain't going down for the time. So yeah, I'm a lot more relaxed. Although, what do you think about fucking Benteke? Why does he keep playing Benteke? Why? That is the one thing. Like, fair enough to Roy. He's been he's kept us up this year. Like, fair play. But to be fair, I genuinely do think that he played Benteke against United solely to defend corners, and I think that's it. Like, I don't think there was any intention to go and try and win that game, and a 0-0 is a good result. But I really want to see Mateta start this week. We got the poet back in again. Lots of people transfer Bruno out this week. I see Fernandes' appearance against City. Oh, I would love that. Would you love that? I would love that.
I'd love that.
Just for the amount of people that are risking no Bruno. I've seen people -4 Bruno out as well. Like, I don't know. I guess he's got bad fixtures, but like, Bruno hasn't all of a sudden just become a bad player or asset, in my opinion. But yeah, let's move on to the City United game. I think both teams are going to be really up for this game, especially after that United performance against Palace. I do think they're going to be quite fired up for this game.
I'd like to hope so.
So I still see City winning. I'm just hoping that it's going to be an entertaining. I'd love to see just a really early goal, probably in the favour of Manchester United, because I think it will make the game more interesting if United score first. Because it will be a lot more open. If City score first, I think that United will then struggle quite a lot mentally, just because of how well City.
I mean, in terms of FPL, I took out Rashford this week on my wild card.
Yeah,
but in the past 2 games, the ones with both 0-0 draws, Rashford seemed like the only light in those teams. From my eye.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, go on.
Actually, Rashford and Luke Shaw. To be fair, but in that Palace game, no one other than Rashford wanted to score a goal. None of them wanted to play football.
The amount of times I think Bruno would genuinely just knackered. The amount of times he just pass it to one of our players, just really sloppy passes that you wouldn't expect from him. So maybe it genuinely would have been a good idea to rest him and play someone else, because he just did not had no energy throughout the game. I reckon he probably should have been benched at half time. Because he just didn't have any kind of energy, wasn't able to dictate the play like you normally see, and he just looked absolutely knackered.
He was a bit shocked.
Sold Fernandes. But yeah, talking of this game, let's get a prediction for this game. So I'm gonna go. I want it to be exciting, so I want it to be a 3-2 City, but I think 2-1 City is where I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, 2-1 City is exactly what I was going to say.
Hopefully quite an open game.
Yeah,
but I can see quite a lot of 2-0s in the chat. Sol Fernandes for Lingard and DCL. Possible double game again. Yeah, with this double game week 28 though, I saw something. It basically I mean, to be fair, both of us sitting in the boat of the blank DCL, which was rather nice to see last week.
Very nice.
That sorted us right out. And I remember actually the chat I did on Monday when I did a little review stream, just half an hour. Loads of people had DCL, and it was just before they were about to play Southampton. So me and I can't remember, maybe Dylan in the chat, but we're basically DC. I hope DCL blanks, and everyone else was like, DCL's gonna score. He's gonna smash it. Gonna smash it. Thank God he didn't. But yeah. I think this double game week 28 has a really low percentage of actually happening. So I think people gassing that up. I saw Brain Krellin on Twitter say there's maybe a 20% chance of it actually happening. It's really, really low chance of it actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that game will be played at some point.
I think that's a very fair point. for sure. It needs to get John Philippe in there. West Brom at home have Wilf as mate. Like I was saying to my dad last night, if we have Mateta, Wilf, Eze, and Schlupp as a front four, like that's dangerous. That is so dangerous. That front four, like we could rip. Why can I not say the word rip? It's like I'm putting a W before it. Rip. A whip. We could rip West Brom a new one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully he plays that front four. I'll be buzzing if he plays that front four. Spurs Palace. Talking of Palace, what a lead on! What a lead on! Spurs Palace. Spurs will win 3-0, mate. If he plays that attack, I can see us scoring. Gary Cahill at the back, Big Gaz. I do think Spurs. If I'm putting, I'll put different. If realistic caps going on right now, we're going for a probably 2-1 Spurs. But the Palace in me, I'm gonna go with a 1-0 nick it. We're gonna do the 1.5 over Manchester United and the 1.5 over Spurs. Not quite the double.
I think Dele Alli's gonna get a brace.
Fucking hell, I remember. You saying that it just give me flashbacks to when he flicked the ball over Mile Jedenak's head and then banged it in from about 25 yards on the half volley, or just on the volley. But the Spurs love beating us 1-0 as well. Love beating us 1-0 in like the 80th odd minute. But it was a 1-1 earlier on the season. My man Jeffrey, is that him coming back? Is that alluding to him scoring against Spurs? Ooh. Where I played bench booth with Guaita and definitely no regrets. Go Palace, go! Let's have it. Guaita was the highest scoring goalkeeper, I believe, in the double game week. Mama, double clean sheet. Let's have it. Yes, Dylan saying he didn't have DCL. Let's go. Let's go. Carlo has admitted he has been playing DCL out of his normal position, which benefits Richarlison more. Yeah, Richarlison, Sigurdsson and Richarlison have, I think, combined in the last 3 games, or maybe last 2, and I think Rodriguez slipped the one through, but Richarlison's been banging, like smashing it of late, because I think he's been playing really centrally now.
Yeah,
which means he's got a bit more gas than Calvert-Lewin, so kind of like when that ball gets slipped through to him, he is in, if you know what I mean. So he has that extra half a second, which just creates a lot more angles for him to shoot into. And to be fair to him, like he's a decent finisher as well when he gets in front of goal. So yeah, he's been smashing it of late. 2-0 Spurs, please Kane and Son score. 2-1 Spurs, Son, Ali. Yeah, it's one of them where I own Kane and Son. So for an FPL perspective, like a 3-2 Palace would be nice to get Kane and Son in there involved. But yeah, I'd still probably rather Palace win this game because like a lot of people own Kane, a lot of people own Son, so it won't be 2. Liam's saying it 2-1 Spurs, Son, Ali. 2-1 Spurs, Son, Ali, and Koyate scoring. What are your opinions on Koyate, Liam? Because like, I still think he should be playing in the midfield. To be honest, he's done okay at centre back, but when you've got other centre, I mean, to be fair, Scotty Dan has been pretty poor. But what's happened to Martin Kelly, the absolute G of last season? Like, what's happened? He's just kind of sitting there on the bench every game.
Roy's in charge.
Roy's in charge. Chelsea, Everton. Chelsea have been on like a good run of games. They've been unbeaten for a while now in the Prem.
They've
anyway.
only conceded 1 goal, haven't they? The past few games.
That's why I do my Soyuncu. I do regret not going for Rudiger. And just this is what I was going to say earlier. Actually, is like I think what I've been doing too much is for defenders as well is looking too much at the teams who have fixtures who could keep clean sheets rather than looking at the teams who actually are getting clean sheets.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So
I'm
like
with you.
Chelsea and Villa say are teams that like doesn't really matter what the fixtures have been. They've just been absolutely smashing it with clean sheets. I think Villa as well, I think they've got 12 or 13 clean sheets, so that's almost like half the games they've played in. They've got a clean sheet. And And Chelsea of late have just been absolutely smashing it with clean sheets. So it's kind of one of them going into the double game week where you were like, Chelsea don't have good fixtures, but they have been keeping clean sheets. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they kept 2 clean sheets in the double. And so I'm a little bit. I regret a little bit not going for Rudiger just because Chelsea have been smashing it with clean sheets. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing more now to the end of the season, is just bringing in players like Rudiger who have actually been keeping clean sheets. That was a bit of a mouthful, but yeah. This guy says, and Reguilon got 2 assists. Yeah, that was one thing about Reguilon actually. A lot of people, I was regretting not kind of bringing him in, but then the reason I didn't bring him in was because of the rotation, and then he got rotated, and I was like, that's the exact reason I didn't bring you in. So that almost kind of calmed me down a bit. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, because he may not even go and play game week 29 now because of rotation. So it makes me a little bit happier not having brought.
You mean that I didn't play either of those 2 games?
Oh yeah, yeah. I felt like he was probably going to get rotated in at least one, but not play both was a bit like, come on, man. Especially they kept.
I assume he played one, missed one, and I was thinking, like, oh, that's a shame because they'll probably keep a clean sheet in both games. They did. He played neither.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. So what did we say for the Chelsea? I think just another like 1-0 Chelsea here, maybe a 2-1 DCL score, but I'm more likely to see just like a 0-0 1-0 Chelsea, just with how Chelsea have been playing. Chelsea 2-0 this week. Dylan coming in with the Mason double. The Chelsea fan speaks. Chelsea 2-0 Everton. Tuchel's run continues. Werner onside. Oh, yeah. Did you see that? I saw it briefly where like it was ridiculous. It was ridiculously close. That was the thing. Yeah, I think that like in my opinion, if the lines have to be drawn, like if it's not obvious by the eye that he's on or offside, then it should be, or if it's not obvious by the eye that he's offside, then it should be onside. So if you can't clearly, like, when you draw the line for the defender, I think that only the line of the defender should be drawn, and then you should just have to, like, you should use your eye.
Look by the eye to see.
Yeah.
I hate it when they draw that like vertical line.
Yeah.
Up to the arm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like give it like draw the line. Are they in front of the line or behind the line? They're behind the line, so it's onside.
Because majority of the time, if they're like, you know, clearly offside, like, you know, a portion, like a big part of their, like, you know, half of their leg will be over the line, then you can be like, oh, okay, he's offside, sort of thing. But then if you have to then draw the line to see whether they're offside, I think it should, that is level basically.
Because in this current like system, there's absolutely no like benefit of the doubt.
No, yeah, not at all. And it was always the case, with linesmen. Is that they were like, oh, the benefit of the attack should be given to the attacker. So, yeah,
there's absolutely no room for it. Yeah, like in fact, I'm looking at the image right now. I'm looking at the image right now, and like even the line that was vertically drawn up, it's not even at the armpit. It's like more on the bicep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not even like if they moved it back towards the armpit, which I don't even believe it to be the right place to draw it from.
That's the thing. You can see on the dotted line as well. Like, are they going? You know the top dot, right? So I'm saying, like, are they going from the left corner of the top dot, the right corner? Because that all like that margin. If you moved that across left, if you know what I mean, he'd be onside. So even that margin makes a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can see that the other player is clearly across the line, the defensive line. Like that guy's offside. In my eyes, Timo Werner should not be like that. That goal should have been given.
Yeah, I don't want to turn this into a massive thing about VAR, but I just think that with VAR, it's shown up a lot. I don't necessarily think it's. I am still a fan of VAR. Controversially, obviously, I don't think there too many people are, but I think it's not necessarily VAR's fault. It's just kind of shown a lot of weaknesses within the rules. So when you kind of like finally analyze all of the rules, you see there are problems. Whereas before, the referees kind of there's no what's what, the word, but like the referees would judge the games like just sensibly. How they've what's the word? I'm looking for a word here. Blame's all right, but the referee was kind of they would judge the games kind of sensibly. If things looked like something as silly as that, they wouldn't give it. And like the penalty with like Greenwood and Hudson-Odoi, like I don't think that was a penalty. The referee didn't even bat an eyelid at it, and then as soon as you take it to VAR and like under a microscopic analysis, then there's the debate to be had. But like a few seasons ago, without VAR, no one's like no one's annoyed that that's not a penalty. Like,
no, yeah, I agree. Like, I agree with you that the like VAR is a good concept, and it's mostly the rules which they have to like upkeep in every game, which are clearly like they don't work. They're not beneficial to the fans of the game or anything.
Yeah, there's no room for like a referee's opinion. It's all kind of subjectivity is the word I was looking for. I think there should be a lot more subjective. There should be in the rules. There should be the referee's subjectivity. Like the decisions should be made in the end by the referee's subjectivity, because I think so many more decisions would be made correctly.
Yeah, I mean, like the refs are supposedly the best we have in the UK, right? The best trained, the best whatever. Like we should be trusting their judgment, not the judgment of these like crappy lines that they draw on the pitch, which they themselves admit aren't even 100% accurate, but they're studying them as though they were. Like I think the whole idea of it is bollocks. Like, I agree with you that it should be like a referee's opinion, and it should be guided or aided by VAR. It shouldn't be instructed by VAR.
Yeah, I think it's because though, like I almost think the referees like it though because of the scrutiny. To be fair to them, that they got before VAR. Now the scrutiny isn't on the refs and it's on VAR. So they're looking for, the refs are looking for exact rules that they can follow. So basically, when the scrutiny comes, it's based on VAR rather than the refs themselves. But then you can't have kind of exact defined rules because it's a subjective game. But yeah, anyway, West Ham Leeds. I'm hoping that West Ham Leeds is going to be a very high scoring game, personally.
Yeah, 3-3.
Let's have a 3-3, even a 4-3. Let's have a Jesse Lingard quad. Actually, no, 3-3 because then I don't get an extra minus point for Dallas. Yes, let's have that. A hat trick for Jesse Lingard. And guys, there are actually quite a few people joined for this. Going through the fixtures and stuff, had more people coming in than the deadline part. But yeah, really enjoying it. If you're new around here, don't hit that subscribe button. With 13 likes, we could push that up to 15, maybe even creep to 20 by the end of the stream. Who knows? But yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. The support has been absolutely incredible. Now coming in with West Ham 3, Leeds 3. Yeah, Rafinha is deadly in creating chances. Unlucky to get few returns there. Yeah, I mean, what do you think of Rafinha, Owen? Because I think he looks so dangerous at the minute.
Yeah, I don't own him in terms of FPL.
Mm-hmm.
Were the week before the double, which they had in, what was it, 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked not like I hadn't like paid much attention to him because I haven't watched many Leeds. I watched that one just to.
Was that the Palace game? Might have been the Palace game.
I think it was the Palace game. Yeah.
When he did that, like
he was silky as anything.
When he did the McGeady spin.
Cahill or something, yeah.
Yeah, he McGeady spin nutmegged Cahill.
Yeah. Like,
which is absolutely crazy. Seeing that, Dave, you've the blocking move to Dave, the captain, De Bruyne. Bet you're pleased about that.
Yeah. Unintentional. I was trying to get some headway between us.
But now it's the unintentional blocking move, which, to be fair,
that means you can't catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? Dave's been doing very well, so I'm happy to have the same thing.
That's the thing, actually. Diagne against Newcastle, like I feel like there's returns to be had to be honest.
Perhaps, yeah.
But yeah,
Dave's been outscoring me every week the past, I don't know, 10
has
weeks.
he? He's probably been outscoring
So
me
I'm
as well.
happy. Whatever Dave's done, I'm happy. I'll do that.
That's the weird thing. Um, I guess yeah, fresh, but I guess he just wildcarded. He fresh wildcarded a few weeks ago. Now you fresh wildcarded, so I should hope. Like since my second wildcard has actually gone quite nicely. Managed to
I've just
pick
read
up
something
quite a few points. Yep.
that in 8 seasons,
Hmm.
the longest goal drought that Harry Kane has ever had is 3 games.
Really?
That's unreal.
That is pretty crazy. But then I guess like that's not going to include injuries, is it?
Well, no, I think the games that she
As in,
plays.
yeah, games which he plays. But yeah, that's pretty unreal. It's just been a shame, I guess, that he's like this season he's managed to get like a full season, and I guess it's not been because in previous season if he was going like a goal, 2 games blank, a goal, maybe a brace. It's not. But this season he's been going like back to back return sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which has made him like a pretty unreal asset, and also I just feel like he's one of the safest Like I feel so comfortable captaining Kane. Just like
For some reason, I prefer still to Captain Son, even though
really, I've never been.
like either of them very few times.
Maybe it's because of like my bias from previous seasons, but I just still don't feel that comfortable captaining Son, to be honest. Even though he
There's still that time when everyone captained him, he got a red card.
yeah, that's probably it. And when it against Chelsea, that was my. I was planning that as like my way back, and then I captained him against red card.
It's just like, oh, -2,
Oh,
excellent.
great. Still waiting on Pereira points. Brought in Stones because I think Diaz will be rested. Really? You think Diaz? I don't think Diaz will be rested for the Man United game. He might get rested for this Southampton game. So that'll be interesting to see. Anyways, Newcastle will win 3-2. I went 3-2 to West Brom, but I think there will be goals in that game.
I don't think there'll be goals scored by Newcastle still.
Oh, can we see the Arsenal versus Burnley line? I didn't even think about doing that, but yeah, I will try and bring up the lineups on screen because the lineups are out. As long as there's literally one player I'm looking at in this, so if he's not starting, then there's already the bench boost is down the bloody drain already. Yeah, literally. So
Bench boost.
I bench boosted.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, of course you have.
It's been quite under the radar, my bench boost, to be fair.
You've not mentioned it at all today. I know you told me in the past that you're planning to, but
yeah. I was just like,
you, like in the whole deadline stream, you didn't mention it once. I swear.
yeah, I think because I talked about it quite a bit yesterday.
Yeah.
I guess because deadline stream, I'm just trying to like get through everybody's comments and stuff. Just kind of forgot to go through my team. But yeah, I will try and bring up. Actually, as I say that, let's go. Do you want to discuss the Man City Southampton game? The second.
Man City Southampton. Come on, guys! If anyone thinks that Southampton are getting anywhere close to a goal, then you're off your absolute rocker. I imagine 8-9-0.
8 or 9-0. Wow! So we're going with a big boy, Big Daddy score here.
Yeah, I don't actually think 8 or 9. I think they're definitely going to go back to their classic 4 goals. I think against Southampton.
Mm-hmm. The classic 4-goaler against I can see it being a drab 1-0 to be honest.
In previous seasons, whenever you're not sure what to predict for a Man City scoreline, you'd be like, oh, don't know, 4-1.
I'm gonna go smart again. I'm gonna go 1-0 because I think they're gonna score.
Not smart.
I think they're gonna score in the first minute, and then or like really early on, and then just like it'll be a training ground match where they just like pass the ball about. Right. Here is the Burnley team.
Oh, Dylan's got the right idea. Man City 3-0 KDB hat-trick. Big up.
Man City 3-0 KDB hat-trick. More like Man City 3-0 KDB bench is more likely to happen. If wildcarding on 30, no point using transfers on people not playing a 29, surely. Yeah, I completely agree with that. If you're wildcarding game at 30s, then game at 29 is the sole aim to plan for, basically. I think, how many players do you reckon you're going to be able to get out for game week 29?
In my current team, I've got 10.
In your current team, you've got 10.
Yeah.
That's not too shabby. I've managed.
No, I think most people were having like 7 or 8.
I think you could. I think I've managed to cut off some of the numbers, and you just about see. If I go here, you can't see my face. But if I go here, I'm back again. But you can roughly see that's the Burnley lineup. So you got Pope, Loughton, Tarkowski, me, Taylor, Gummerson, Westwood, Brownhill, McNeil, Vidra, and Wood. So Wood coming back. I'm not sure if we played the last game, but a pretty standard Arsenal lineup there. Then we'll scroll down through. So Holding has been benched.
Ooh,
is the
good.
first thing. It's the first point of call there. Leno in goal. That's good to see. Mari, David Luiz, and Chambers. Which the way he's lining up his teams now really puts me off Bellerin, to be honest. The fact that Bellerin's not getting consistent game time very, very much puts me off. Tierney, though, if Tierney continues to get some consistent time, I'm trying to see if I leave it on this page here, like this. Have I sized that correctly so you can see everybody? Yeah, just about. That'll do. So we'll leave that on the Arsenal lineup for now. So the main thing for me there is that
you said that Holding's bench, but I've been saying it all day. But I think that Brighton are going to keep a clean sheet against Leicester, so this is actually very good for them.
Is it White you've got?
It is, yeah.
Probably start. Yeah, the fact that Partey's playing in there as well, like very much, yeah, it gives me good hope that Arsenal can keep a clean sheet. What are your thoughts on Trent? I'm gonna wait and see over the next few game weeks because I kind of thought that with Fabinho back, Liverpool would look like, be a lot better defensively. They lost to Chelsea. Yeah, no worries. They lost to Chelsea, but obviously it's Chelsea. The fixtures they have coming up will be a lot easier than Chelsea, and Trent. I'm really looking at Trent because the bonus points and just assist potential, and he's starting to look like he's coming back into it. So if you hop on Trent like 30, I think it's 31 maybe, or 32. 32 they play Leeds, so that could be a really good game to hop on him. I'm definitely considering Trent, and we'll just kind of a wait and see for now of whether the new guy Ben Davies comes in and he can shore up that Liverpool defence at all. Maybe he'll play Kabak and Davies two at the back, and then Fabinho in the midfield I think would be massive. Because they're really missing a kind of stomper, I'd say, Liverpool in the midfield. They've got a few creative players, but they're missing Henderson or Fabinho just to kind of really provide some energy and stomp their mark on the midfield. Brighton will probably beat Leicester, the Mugs. I really hope not, mate. Honestly, make my day. Leicester beating Brighton, unbelievable. Villa, Wolves, a cagey Boarfest, probably. Yeah, that's what we said, mate. Like, probably a 0-0, 1-1 in that game. 0-0, actually... Well, Villa winning with a Watkins contribution, 1 or 2-0 would be absolutely ideal. But Liverpool miss Van Dijk, no debate. But Henderson, Fabinho midfield is the heart of that side. Yeah, 100% I agree with that. Henderson, I think dropping back to centre back, actually a massive, massive loss in that midfield. Just the energy he provides, and the same with Fabinho. Can do a great job in centre back, but is better in the midfield for them. So. Yeah, I think as soon as Davies comes in and Fabinho can move into the midfield, I think Liverpool will look good. Thoughts on Bale and Foden this week? I think Foden's more likely to do better. No, Foden is likely to do better than Bale. I don't even know if Bale will start this game against Palace. That's why I think for me, saying yesterday, I genuinely think that Bale could have just been like a one-game week wonder and that 19-pointer. Everyone transferring him in completely knee jerk. There's like the rotation risk, the fact that he's not shown any consistency. It's Bale. He gives you the X factor, but likely probably to go and get benched because he'll play in the Europa League. So yeah, people knee-jerk Pepe, and I've not seen many Pepes coming in. But
You're a
yeah,
madman if you are.
if like there's knee-jerking Bale in, and then there's knee-jerking Pepe in. What's the rest of that? So you've got Odegaard starting. So he's giving Odegaard a bit more time, which is nice to see. Willian getting a start again.
Odegaard is genuinely like he looks too good for the Arsenal team.
Yeah, like I look at that Arsenal team and I think there's not too much room in terms of like out of the rest of their squad. I'm talking of. There's not too much room for improvement, really. I'd say because Saka, Aubameyang, Odegaard, and Willian. That's a really strong front four, in my opinion. I don't think I'd really play any of their other attackers over. Maybe you'd play if you play Lacazette, it means that Aubameyang can't play up front, and I just think Aubameyang playing through the middle is the way to go because you just want to get him in front of goal because he will score goals. And then Partey and Xhaka in the midfield. Maybe some Arsenal fans might argue about Xhaka, but I think he's been more solid. And Partey, they love Partey. The defence is probably the only place where you look to improve. Bellerin and maybe Mari. I haven't been watching too much of Mari actually. Maybe he's better than I think. But David Luiz could actually genuinely be an option because I've talked to a mate who's an Arsenal fan, and he was saying that David Luiz will play David Luiz every week basically. But then
he's a great defender.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he does some comical things, but he's a really good defender. He's got a decent amount of goal threat as well. But maybe just on the flip side to that, if Tierney does keep playing and doesn't get injured, then Tierney could be a fantastic option. I think out of that team, I'd probably be looking at Saka, Tierney, and David Luiz and Leno, which I've gone for. Aubameyang at the minute. I just don't like paying that much money for a player who is quite likely to get rotated in games, and yeah not for me.
Lacazette swap quite a lot.
Would you bring in Bernardo Silva or Mahrez if possible? Probably not, to be honest. Especially like Mahrez, I would have done it last week before the double last week because he hadn't really played much and he went and smashed it in the double. But then for this week, he's just played 2 back-to-back games, so he's probably more likely to get rested, so it's more likely that we see Foden do well in this one. Bernardo Silva's an interesting one, but I still think that the rotation risk is like any of those guys, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, or Foden, can absolutely pop off on their day. It's just kind of having them for that game, and then just if you're going to have them, you also have to take the bullet of the blanks from not playing at all as well. But yeah, we've covered a hell of a lot. We've been going for how long are we going for?
70 minutes or so.
An hour, and almost an hour and 10 minutes. So get your last comments in. There's 20 of you in here, so I really appreciate all the support. Hit the like button on the stream if you've been enjoying it. Obviously, hit that subscribe button. If you're new around here, Arsenal will go for the Europa League. So the big names will get rotated. Yeah, that's the thing. I think the only way that Arsenal get Champions League is by absolute gunning for the Europa League. It could be like an all English affair in the Europa League with Manchester United, with Spurs, and with Arsenal all looking good. Could be an all English affair. Was about to say, do you not fancy Leeds at all this week? But didn't clock you bench boost. Yeah, man. Hit the bench boost. So Leno is the first player to play on my bench. I've lined it up as well, so it'd probably be. I think I would have benched all of the Leeds players this week had I don't think I'd be starting them over everyone else. So it's a realistic bench, if you know what I mean. So these are the players who I actually would have benched.
I totted up my bench boost last week, and it earned me. Guess how many points it earned me?
Oh, I know it didn't do it. 8.
4.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, because you had blanks, didn't you?
I had Dyer blank twice,
McCarthy blank,
McCarthy blanking, Conter, who was on my bench for 9, but obviously I would have played him over Loughton if I wasn't bench boosting.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4.
That's the thing. I'm intrigued actually. I'm gonna tot up L's realistic bench boost. I mean, his actual bench boost didn't do too great either, to be honest. I think it would have ended up about the same. Oh yeah, he had a 8-1-2-1. So it's just the Areola literally saving him. But the 1-2-1 from Barnes, Pereira, and
Yeah,
Creswell at the start of the week. Maybe not Creswell, but Barnes and Pereira 1 and 2. That's ooh.
yeah. I
Liverpool
mean,
missed out.
he also took a -20 for it, so
Yeah, minus. So he got
he
59
was
points.
really trying to downplay that, wasn't he? His -20.
Yeah, I still like don't get it. To be honest, I understand the maths that he was doing, but I still just also
No, it
don't.
wasn't good.
Nah, just not that. Why not at that point just hit the wild card? Like, I know you wouldn't have been able to bench boost, but if you're -20, then it's just like nah. Um, Liverpool miss out on Champions League next season. Do you see Mbappe coming in next season? Well, if they miss out on Champions League, I don't see Mbappe coming. I probably don't see Mbappe really coming anyway. They'd have to pay a lot of money for him, and Liverpool just don't spend that level of money without. They have like a sell to buy policy, and I don't think anyone in that team they're really selling to get enough money for Mbappe. Even if they could, like, I I don't know who would buy Salah or Mane as well. Like they would be their pricey players, but I don't know who'd buy them. Um, maybe
I
like
don't
a
think
Barca,
anyone
yeah.
in like, the Premier League would buy.
Nah, maybe like a Barca.
Well, I don't think Barca would buy. I think a Syria or sort of side would buy.
Yeah, potentially. But then they just don't like those sides as well. Don't tend to go like splashing the cash that Liverpool would want anyway. My BB last week got me 21. Fair play, Russ. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Bench Dallas and Soufal. Started Rudiger, Watkins, Bamford. Yeah, I rate that. I'm doing visualizations things. One of Salah or Mane will go. That's a tough one. I could see Mane going more than Salah. Salah's been more like iconic, I'd say.
Yeah, I think
Um,
the trouble is like, what position would you want if you paid the crazy money for Mbappe? Where would you'd want to play him up front, right? You wouldn't want to
yeah,
play him
yeah.
left wing. I know he does play a lot of left wing games, but like
That's the thing.
you'd
I
want to play a
actually
striker.
think I think that Haaland would be more impactful to any team than Mbappe would, as just kind of like that out and out striker.
Yeah,
I just think
but
he.
then equally, like Haaland is not a good fit for Liverpool
No, no. I don't think Haaland would
because
necessarily.
they'd have to get rid of um like Bobby or something like
I
that.
say like he's. I think he would still do well, but like yeah,
Well, he'd
it's not.
do well.
It's not
You
like
just
a.
have to rearrange the whole team.
Yeah, exactly. How many players for the game with 29 in a team would you reckon is solid enough? So solid enough, 7 or 8, but that yeah, seven or 8, but you cover like Kane, Son, probably at least 2 leads of like Bamford, Rafinha, ideally Dallas as well. Then who else? Maybe like a. Ooh, Aaron. I feel like Aaron Creswell is actually quite a big one to have for 29 now. I feel like you can miss out a lot by not owning Creswell. Maybe one Arsenal player, maybe a Brighton defender. I think that's going to be very popular. So covering those points. So I think you can cover the majority of points with like 7 or 8 players for game week 29, and then anything on top of that is just sort of like a bonus for your team. So like for me, I'm looking at bringing. So I've got Leno or Martinez. That decision will be made when it comes to it. In defence, bring my team up on my phone here. In defence, I'll have Dallas. Creswell will be coming in, probably for Diaz. I can hear the reverb.
You still hear it now?
No. And then maybe another defender, like an Arsenal player or something. Then I've got Lingard, Son, and Rafinha, and then also Watkins, Kane, and Bamford. So currently I'm on 8. One transfer will get me to 9. So I could, if I wanted to, get to 11, but I think longer term, I probably don't want to do that. My team for 28 is good. Mount captain. You brave boy. You brave boy. Oh, That's Mount Captain. Huh. Huh. Against Leeds though, to be fair. It's looking like I will be playing Rafinha against Chelsea this coming week. That team on paper, my team looks fucking fine. I'll tell you that. That defense, is like my defenders on paper have Newcastle, a double against Sheffield, Fulham, and Brighton. Like that's clean shit.
What more can you ask for?
Exactly. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap this stream up there. We've been going for quite a while. So thanks everyone for joining. Hit that like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button on your way out as well. It does mean a lot. Thank you very much for joining me, Owen. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure as always.
And I might go live tomorrow. But we'll see you all in a bit anyway. Have a good one. Let's see what moment where my in-stream button doesn't work. See you later, everyone.